It's The Local Show on News Radio 570 WSYR, a service of Safe Harbor Wills and Trusts and Geddes Federal Savings and Loan. The Local Show, featuring conversations with business owners, employees, and local business leaders about their successes, challenges, and reasons for doing business right here in Central New York. The Local Show is locally produced by Zoey Advertising. Now, your hosts, Tom and Steve.
Welcome back and welcome in. This is hour number 2 of The Local Show. Get ready for some engaging interviews with Brian DuMond. He is the president of Geddes Federal Savings and Loan. Jim Deacon stops by, the owner of Crossroads Auction, and we'll talk with George Powers, owner of Powers Accounting. Johanna Bassard is the agriculture teacher and part owner of Barbland and White Eagle Dairy. So we'll have a conversation with her as it relates to Onondaga Grown. Here's somebody who grew up in Onondaga. It's Brian DuMond, president of Geddes Federal Savings and Loan. How are you?
I'm doing great. Good morning, guys.
How's things been so far, summer-wise?
Summer-wise, things have been very good, very interesting. Yeah. But, we're having a good time, and was up at Scroon Lake this past weekend. My sisters got a camp up there, and
nice.
Just a beautiful, beautiful area.
I've seen the signs for Scroon Lake, but I've never been there.
I caught a fish there. I caught a fish there once.
You did?
When I was a teenager, there was a boat launch there, and there were the docks. And I remember seeing it was probably a pickerel under the docks, and I lured him out and I caught him, and that's my Scroon Lake memory. That's all I got.
Is Scroon Lake near Tupper? Is that Tupper Lake? Or?
I don't know.
I can't remember.
It's funny because my wife is not a camper at all. I mean, her idea of camping is the Hampton Inn. And so we stayed at the Hampton Inn in Lake George and then drove up to Scroon Lake each day.
That's more Lake George.
Right. Yeah. So that's
I gotcha.
my family.
No, that's beautiful. So YouTube viewers would see that Brian is sporting a very spring-summer tie here today.
Oh, yeah, that's very nice. Yes.
It's reflective of your heart, isn't it, Brian?
It's a reflective that I can spill on it, and it's hard to see if there's any stains. So that's typical of why I wear the Jerry Garcias.
So, Geddes Federal Savings and Loan, you've adapted to the financial landscape over the past 3 years. How? And what have you done maybe a little different over the past 3 years to get you where you are right now?
Great question. We have a big online presence now.
Okay.
So you can go online, open an account, transfer money, do whatever you need to do. It's a wonderful thing. We've got the Geddes Federal app if you'd rather do mobile. Some folks like to use their computer. Some folks like to use their phone. And I know this is hard to believe, but some folks actually like to come in and say hello. And but the good news is that we have adapted and we are there for you however you'd like to reach out to your financial institution.
Excellent. Tell me how a home equity loan and a home equity line works. Maybe the difference between the two and how people can get going on some projects or vacation or something like that.
Okay, a home equity loan is typically, I'm ready to go. I have contractor in place. I have my project. I know how much I need, and I'm going to do it. So let's say I have a $30,000 project, and so I know you have a definitive amount, and you're ready to go. So that's when you would use it.
Does it have to be for the house?
It doesn't have to be for the house. It could be tap into the equity in your house for anything that you want. Maybe it's a vacation, whatever. Right. But a home equity loan is more of a identified amount. A home equity line of credit is I want to have these dollars available should I need them. And so there's a big difference there, okay? And so my world, I like the home equity lines of credit a little bit better. Okay. The rates on the home equity lines of credit are a little bit higher than the home equity loans, just because of the variable nature of it. So,
right.
But our home equity loans, you do not have to borrow. You can get approved for them, have them, set them aside, and then draw on them when you need them.
So it's like a line of credit. I mean, our Zoey, we have a line of credit.
Yeah.
And we don't have to use it, but it's there if we need it. Similar.
And you're using your home's equity as
Right.
collateral. It's so the bank can offer a lower rate because they feel pretty good that they're gonna, that the loan's gonna get paid, and it works pretty well for the customer because they get a decent rate and can get some monies that they need, whether it's vacation or college or you want to spruce up the house or put landscaping in or whatever you'd like to do.
Right. What's the latest with mortgages, like regular mortgages and home sales? You hear different things. Houses sell immediately. No, they're going up. They're coming down. What is going on?
Yes.
Okay, right? That's what I hear.
So
Great answer.
it's true. It's variable. Most places, housing is still tough to come by, and when it's tough to come by, right? It's the buyers are paying a little bit more. There's been a couple of areas where it's come down a little bit. And but I would think that with Micron coming to Syracuse and all that, I think that we are going to see higher prices for a while. But that's my guess.
Right, and a lot more inventory as new things are being built, and some people may not enjoy the big boom that's ready to come. I will, but I know that some people are like, hey, you know what? I want to go someplace nice and quiet. Well,
Yeah, I'm concerned about the traffic. I'm up in Clay. I'm like, is it going to get nuts? And I like development and I like economic growth, but I also like not having to wait 3 turns at a street light.
Right.
Yeah. So that
up by Great Nothing Mall up that way. It's getting
Isn't that awful? Great Northern Mall was the mall.
That's what I keep saying.
And you see that, and it just breaks your heart.
Well, they're ready to start development. I mean, the Harts, we got to have them back on again.
We do.
Guy Hart.
Right.
And talk about it. I know that they were going to dive right in.
Yeah. No, it's a great piece of property. It's just kind of sits there, and it is because it attaches to memories in good times and holidays especially. You know? But CDs and stuff like that, people are still doing that thing, I imagine.
Bet.
People are excited about CDs. They're getting good rates. They're it's a couple of years ago, they were getting 1.5%, 1%, that kind of thing. They're getting our latest one is 5%. So I mean, this is really an exciting time for somebody who's saving money.
Right.
And the opportunities are there. The big thing, and this is what we try to tell our customers, the big thing is to read the fine print. And most folks don't even do that anymore. I mean, you go to the grocery store, it's, buy one, get one free, but if you must have the quantity that, or you pay a higher price. Well, the fine print is really important when you're getting a CD because they may show a really, really good rate, but you may have to have a checking account. You may have to have a savings account. You may have to have a mortgage. Geddes Federal, doesn't happen that way. The fine print is very, very, very fine because it's only a couple of lines. All right, it's you get the rate. Come on in. Here's the term. You get the rate.
And I just like the fact you have a conversation with somebody.
Yeah.
And
local people.
And it just seems like every bank has changed their names 50 times in the last 10 years. Like this one bought this one, acquired this one, changed the name. Am I wrong, or has that happened like constantly?
It happens a lot. But here's the thing. Let's say you don't want to have a conversation with me. I can't imagine why. But let's say
he jumped in. You beat me to it.
But you want to get a CD with Geddes Federal. You want to take advantage of the great rates. You can go online and get the CD. So you don't have to do it.
Either way.
Yeah, you can go however you want to do it.
So you're leveraging technology as well.
Exactly.
But you still have the people there.
We do, and we'd love to see everybody, but sometimes people say, hey, I don't know if I want to go to the bank. Well, you don't have to,
Yeah, that's a good answer. So it's a win-win.
It is. Our customers win in the long run.
So whether it's savings or checking or the home equity loans
or the mortgages,
it's all at Geddes Federal.
GeddesFederal.com, Tom.
There you go. Thank you,
rhymes.
Thank you, Brian. You have a great rest of the day, okay?
Thank you, guys. I appreciate it.
Awesome. Coming up next, we're going to talk with Jim Deakins. He's the owner of Crossroads Auction, and we'll listen to all he has to offer with his auction services right here on the local show on 570 WSYR.